Coco, I'll start. How are you feeling out on court today?
Yeah, I felt good out there. It was a lot slower today with the just the conditions, but I overall still felt good.
Great. Questions? Yep.
Congrats, Coco. They're still going, yeah. But you could face British qualifier Sinead Cartel next. I'm just curious if there's anything you know about her game and your expectations of playing a Brit here.
Yeah, I don't know much, to be honest. I knew she was up, like, winning this match. So I kind of was looking at some of her results just to prepare and pick and choose what matches I might want to watch. But now I see it's the third set, so I don't know. I'll do that afterwards, depending on the winner. But it will be tough to face a Brit, obviously, especially on grass. I think that they, always do really well, but especially in this environment.
Yep.
Hey, Coco. I remember last year during your kind of summer run, you were talking a lot about learning to win ugly, and it mattered less to kind of how it happened and more just the result. Today you won 2-1, I think, and said you wish you'd been cleaner. Do you let yourself be a little bit, I guess, pick some more nits now that kind of you have won the Grand Slam and you're at a kind of different place in your career? What's that progression been like for you?
Yeah, I do think I can be too critical because 2-1 is clean, but I don't know. I think it's just like moments. Maybe I like miss some shots that I should normally would make, but also that's tennis. You're always going to miss some shots that you normally would make. So I am trying to focus on winning in straight sets and winning cleaner, but obviously today I can't be too critical. I think on the court I was getting a little bit more frustrated than normal considering the score line.
Matt?
Hey, Coco. Why do you think you're serving better than you were a month ago, 6 weeks ago? I know there's some tactical stuff you don't necessarily want to discuss, but if there's general thoughts on like your approach and what might be different than earlier this spring.
I think I'm just going for it more and accepting the misses. I think today I had a really low first serve percentage in the first set, and maybe even in the second it got higher. But I think when I go for it, overall, it's more winning for me on my serve. And I think I just have a lot of confidence in my return game that makes the serving a lot easier. I know I can get the power when I need to, so I think I'm just trying to focus on continuing that and not losing confidence in it. And obviously, when you're making more second serves in the court, it just overall is easier to hold serve.
Tivani?
That's good. Speaking of going for your serve, curious how much do you check the serve speed? And I know this is not important at all, but do you think you have 130 in your shoulder?
Yeah, I do check the serve speed sometimes in the match because I try to make sure I go for it, because sometimes unconsciously when you're tight, maybe you try to just get the serve in. So there are times where I'll check, and if I miss, even if I miss and the serve is like 119 or 118 and up, I'm like, okay, that's good. I hate to miss when it's like slower. And I want to get to 130. I think the fastest I've gotten is 128. Do I have a 130 in me? I don't know. Maybe if I was like a little bit taller, I definitely can get 130 now if it goes in. I don't know.
Oh, hi, Coco. I hate to ask you to look beyond Wimbledon, but this is a challenging year given that you've gone from clay to grass to clay and then to hard courts in defense of your U.S. Open. What kind of a challenge is that, and is there anything that you plan to do sort of in defense of your U.S. Open title?
Yeah, well, the first thing is I don't look at it as like a defense or anything, because I was looking at a lot of players in the past in the off season, because I felt like I was looking a lot at the defense, and a lot of times players in their first slam, and it takes them like a couple years to win the next. So not that I want to be that person, and I want to win obviously as soon as possible, but I tend to be ultra critical on myself, and I'm like, okay, let me just take a step back and just be patient and enjoy the ride. So when it comes to all of these events being bunched up together, I don't look at it I haven't looked that far ahead, honestly. Right now I'm just focusing on the going back to clay transition, and then we'll see when it gets to hard court. I think hard is the easiest to transition just because nothing changes. It's there, cement. So I think that would be the easiest. But I will be curious to see how this grass to clay goes, because I feel like I've finally gotten used to moving on grass, and then I usually don't go back on clay till next year, so I'm excited to go back on clay. I do like clay, so I think it'll be okay.
I know you've studied French. What are your thoughts on when other players entertain questions in multiple languages at these press conferences, and perhaps do you envision doing that someday?
Yeah, that is my dream. I'm just like on and off. I get unconfident in my French when I go to Paris specifically. Sometimes they're not as nice when it comes to me trying to speak French. So I do want to do it one day. I understand it more than I can like speak. I think I'm just trying to be more confident in it. But I do try my best at home to do as much. I used to have a tutor during COVID. I actually had a tutor, but it became tough to schedule lessons with the schedule. So it is something that I'll try to do again maybe during the off season.
And what are your thoughts on the players?
Oh, the players? Oh, I think it's incredible. I told you, it's my dream to be able to do that. So I think it's incredible, especially those who maybe English isn't their first language. I think it's great that they're, they know how to do it. And I think as Americans, we're pretty spoiled when it comes to that because we don't have to do that.
Okay. Obviously, Andy Murray's announced that this will be his last Wimbledon, it seems. What for you would be his legacy, perhaps specifically with regard to women's tennis?
Yeah, I mean, I just saw a video on TikTok, which always makes its rounds, about him like correcting reporters about statistics, and it's something that if you, as a female player, like you'll see a lot when people will be like, oh, like he's the first player to do this, and it's like, well, Serena Venus did it, or another player did it like ages ago, or like the first American, and I'm like, oh, I did it and just did it. So yeah, I do appreciate him, and not only him, but also his mother for everything they've done for like equality for women's sports. And I think his legacy is that he's just a fighter. I think that the most inspiration I have from him is no matter what court he's playing, whether it's an ITF or center court here, he's putting 100% effort into that. And it's really unfortunate that he couldn't, get one last healthy match out here, because I definitely think he deserves his career in his terms. But I hope that the doubles goes well with his brother, and he's definitely an icon of the sport, and he's had an incredible career that a lot of people dream of.
You previously said that you feel passionate about expressing yourself on court through your outfits and your style, and that some of your outfits have taken a couple of years in the making. Can you talk about what inspired your outfit today and something about that process?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Wimbledon is not too much you can do with the color department, so we just tried to do something different with like the cut of the dress, and like I like to wear crop tops a lot, so that cut is kind of like supposed to be like a crop top, but like in an elegant like Wimbledon type way. I just think of Wimbledon as a tradition, and even with like my nails, I always usually get like French or white here, just to match that elegance of it. And yeah, so I think that was like the inspiration from it. Yeah, the only thing you can really do here is play with the texture, and maybe next year I'll try to put in more texture into it. It's not much you can do here, but I do appreciate the elegance of it all.
The white.
Yeah.
Yep.
Coco, congratulations. I just wondered, during the Wimbledon fortnight, what you like to do kind of when you're not playing tennis?
Well, tonight I was thinking if I would go to like a theater, or it's not Broadway, but theater show. Other than that, I like to read, watch TV. I'm watching The Bear right now, talk to friends. And then I go on and off of hobbies. I used to crochet, and then I stop, and then I'll probably pick it up again and then stop. And then the French, trying to learn French, I'll do it for like a good month and then stop. So it's just finding new things to pick up on the road to pass the time, because we do have a lot of time when we're in between matches. What song? No, I was deciding, I saw the Michael Jackson one in New York, and it was amazing, so maybe that again. And I think they have, I don't know if they have The Wiz here. I don't know, I have to look. Either that or something that I've never seen before, but I think they have Lion King, but I've already seen that like 6 times, so I can make it a 7.
Right. Yep.
You mentioned Serena and Venus just a moment ago. I just want to go back to the outfit question. There are some fans online who are convinced that your dress this year bears quite a striking resemblance to Serena Williams' 2019 sort of cut-out dress.
Yeah.
Are you able to say whether or not she inspired your outfits or has inspired past outfits at all?
No, she did not. But I think that Serena has just done like every iconic dress fit in the game that unintentionally you can like have something inspired by her. I was like similar to my Australian Open outfit this year. Some people thought I was inspired by her, which it wasn't. But I just feel like Serena's just such an icon that everybody can have like inspiration for her. Like she's the original. So yeah, I take it as an acknowledgement, but I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and be like, yeah, we took this picture and we wanted to do that. But I will say that she's just done everything in tennis. I think when it comes to style, that at some point, sometimes things just look similar because she's done it all.
Did you design your outfit this year?
No, this year was all New Balance. I kind of told them I wanted to play with cutouts, just because like there's not much you can do with the white. But that was all of them. I usually kind of tell them I don't really ever design anything. Like I don't draw it, but I tell them what I want, and then they kind of like put it into a nice way.
Yep.
Sorry, more of a...
Yes.
Sorry, more of a technical question from me. During your match, you actually did hit a lot of like lob shots. Was that actually done intentional, or like was it something that you and Brad talked about? But yeah.
I mean, for today, playing against her, she likes to play first strike tennis, and a lot of times when you play these big hitters, they like the ball at one height. So yeah, it was intentional to change the height on her.
Hi, Coco.
Hi.
A couple things. Could you share with us what books you have been reading? And also, our friend Brad is one of the great personalities in the game. Can you give us a fun update on any new superstitions, any new quirky things? Do we have anything there? And if not, how about something serious?
Yeah. So books. I'm reading Small Worlds currently. I read RuPaul's autobiography. Viola Davis I've read, and then Fourth Wing, a couple like fictional books. And then with Brad, I did give him a little crap about his shoes that he wore yesterday. I said they were ugly, and he was like quite offended today. But he has on some better shoes. I think he's wearing like Dunks today, so I told him they look better. And superstitions, he doesn't have many superstitions. He just doesn't like if I start serving before I hit overheads. That's like the one thing he hates, because he thinks like my shoulder's gonna fall off if I don't do it. And sometimes I intentionally don't do it just to like make him mad. And I think that's just like a thing. If you tell me not to do something, I kind of just will do the opposite. So yeah. Yeah, we always like to make fun of Brad, but he takes it good. He just laughs. I think now he's catching up on it, my sarcasm, and so he knows when I'm joking now. Hi.
What would you say is the biggest way in which things changed for you by winning the Grand Slam title?
I think a lot of pressure like lifted, I think, because that was something that, I had a lot of expectations on myself to do, and same with other people. And although I feel still young and felt young, but I guess I felt like I needed to happen like now. And, I never wanted to take my career or like any moment for granted. I never wanted to say, well, I'll get there eventually, and then it never happened. So there's a lot of players in the past who've had that happen to them. So I take every moment like seriously, every semifinal, every quarterfinal. It's not, I don't go in thinking I'll have many more. Just relax, because you don't know that. Nothing's promised. So I think having that, I just feel like, regardless of whatever happens in my career, I always have that to my name. But I have a lot more aspirations, obviously, than just winning one. But I think the start of one just gives you a taste and gives you the belief that you can do it again.
Last question.
Yep. You won an impressive 88% of points at the net today, and I was wondering if you see you venturing more into the net as the tournament progresses.
Yeah, I do like going to the net. Yeah, it's something that I am working on, and obviously like playing doubles has helped me a lot, and I do feel like I start volleying better once I get some doubles matches in, so maybe I'll do it some more, because I think I play doubles tomorrow. I just always find that I just feel more comfortable once I get like one doubles match in, because I get some balls like hit at me and I can kind of feel it out. So yeah, I do like being at the net, especially on grass.